Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Cappies. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I've got a couple of decks I'm going to use here. I've got the Divine Goddess Oracle and I've got Lenormand that we're going to use, and then we're going to throw some tarot at it, find out what's coming up for you in the week ahead. So the week ahead, Capricorn, is post full moon eclipse, right, in Virgo. So you will have possibly been letting things go. The energies leading up to this are a little intense. The full moon itself is on Friday. For those of you that are in the northern hemisphere, right, North America. Tell me about Capricorn, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have a choice going on here. A very balanced choice. Pardon me. And then we have the ship. And we have the asp. So we have the snake here. We're in the year of the snake right now, nonetheless. You know what it feels like here, Capricorn? It feels like you're over it. I'm going to say, when I see this ship, I always think you're over it. We are looking at these obstacles here. Mountains are obstacles, right? So we're looking at these obstacles here, and someone is rising above the bullshit. I think that's you, Capricorn. It feels like that. We do have the Ten of Swords in the bottom right-hand corner here. Ten of Spades, right? Ten of Swords in the bottom right-hand corner. So it does feel like you are giving something up or releasing something. It's like you're over it. I want to say you're over these obstacles. You're over dealing with it. I feel like you're headed toward your on the right path. I'm going to say you're heading on the right path, and you're just decided that you're going to rise above the obstacles that have been placed in your way. So whether those are people, places, things, I feel like you're rising above it here. I feel as though that you're in this new energy. It feels like after this full moon here, you're in a new energy and willing to make some sort of decision, financial decision possibly. We do have the Queen of Pentacles in the bottom right-hand corner here, and we do have twos. You could be seeing twos, possibly multiple twos, indicating balance. I want to say that there's a decision that needs to be made here, and I think the decision that you're making is to rise above the bullshit and above the obstacles that have been in your way. I don't think you can choose wrong. I'm just going to say, look at that. We've got sunshine on one side, blue sky on the other. I don't think you can choose wrong, but I do believe that whatever decision you make is going to bring you stability. This is a card of being bitten. And you know, it's like we don't hear the snake in the grass unless it's a rattlesnake, right? We usually don't hear the snake in the grass. And it feels like, I feel like what you're rising above is being disappointed, hurt by, or bitten. It feels like you were something moved really quickly and really hurt you. We've got the Queen of Wands down in the bottom right-hand corner. It's quick moving energy. It does feel like somebody hurt you or bit you, or something that happens really quickly, right? It feels like something that stung is what it feels like. We do have the Tree of Life here, card number 5. So I feel like you are, with the Seven of Hearts in the bottom right-hand corner here, I feel like you are making a new decision. It feels like you are deciding instead of standing and fighting or arguing or, getting your blood pressure up for no reason, I feel like you've decided to grow roots. I feel like you're acting in a way of abundance. You're like, card number 5 here is reminding me of the Hierophant energy. It feels like the higher self energy. It's like, I'm just going to grow my roots here. I'm going to sturdy myself. I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to stand tall, and I'm just going to produce good fruit. And there's no low-hanging fruit on this tree. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to produce sweet fruit. It feels like you're ready to grow. I want to say you're ready to grow roots and to grow. All right. I think this is what you get when you let go of whatever obstacles are in the way. So sometimes we'll look at the obstacle and we'll yell at the obstacle and we'll blame the obstacle. But what we realize sometimes is that we just need to step over it or around it or take another road. And it's not really worth the arguments or the fights that go on in terms of obstacles. It's not really worth it. It's like the Ten of Swords is here. Let it go. It's a release, right? I feel like this is your post energy for the full moon eclipse here, that you're just going to let it go. These people who hurt you, let it go. And I feel like that's what you're going to do here. We've got the Lovers. We've got Sacrifice. And we have Communicate. The Lover says a passionate connection, shared visions and values. Sacrifice is giving up something now for a future reward. And then we have Communicate, receive and express the truth. It does feel like for some of you, you are making a decision to let something else go in order to allow something else to grow. In order to be able to get your stability, I feel like you're sacrificing something. And I think that you're going to communicate that to some people. It feels like with the Lovers card present here, it could be somebody that maybe you were in a relationship. Maybe you've decided the relationship is just not working for you anymore. I feel like you're making a different decision. Your decision is I'm not going to run up against the barriers anymore. I'm not going to run up against the brick wall and keep banging my head on it. I'm just going to scoot all the way around. I'm just going to say, I don't need this anymore. I think you're just going to sacrifice something. It says admiration for your hard work is coming. We've got recognition. Recognition possibly for finding some sort of stability in the storm. All right. We have a brand new deck. Brand new deck. New deck alert. Look how beautiful. It's really beautiful. It is called the Wild Reflections Tarot, and it's by Spell. And it's really, really beautiful. I just used it in the Taurus reading. It is amazing energy. And so when I get a new deck, I always sleep with it first of all for a couple of days before I use it, so we can get our energies all over it. And then I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to use it in a lot of the readings. You're going to see it a lot because I want to get familiar with the deck. So let's find out what's going on for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. What else can you tell us, please? What else can you tell us about Capricorn? We've got the Page of Wands. I feel like you might be meeting someone new for some of you. This could mean that you may have closed a door or you're choosing differently. And it feels like the Page of Wands showing up is telling me that you've now got this new spark or a pep in your step. Feels like that. Maybe going to meet somebody new on a new path that you're taking. We do have the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are sacrificing some sort of a long-term relationship. Or a long-term job, something that you've been in for a long time. Maybe in order to leave a lover behind, you're going to have to sacrifice some finances. It could be that as well. It feels like this sacrifice could for some of you be money. It could be a job or a long-term relationship. Tell me about Communicate. Tell me about Communicate. We have the Four of Cups. I feel like you are cutting communication. Yeah, I feel like you're going to burrow for a little bit. It feels like here. I feel like I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So if this doesn't look familiar to you, please don't think I'm telling you that your relationship is ending. If this does not resonate with you, then this is probably not your reading. But I feel like for those of you who it does resonate with, that you know you're at the end of a relationship, you know that you're about to sacrifice this long-term relationship, I feel like you are going to communicate that in the week ahead. I feel like this time over the full moon energy here has given you clarity that you need to clear out some old things. And I feel like you're going to be making some big moves coming forward. But I feel like the communication is probably going to be a little bit sparse for a little bit here. But the Four of Cups is a comfort zone, and then the communication is here. So I feel like you're finally just going to tell somebody how it is. You're just going to receive or express the truth here. We do have Temperance. We have the Three of Swords. And we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So I feel like it feels like here, Capricorn, that you are about to end something. You're about to sacrifice something. For some of you, it is a relationship. For some of you, it's a job that you've been at for a long time. And it feels like once you do that, it does give you relief, I'm going to say. It feels like you've been sort of going back and forth, trying to find the right time, the right thing to say. But I really do believe that this Page of Wands is telling me that after going back and forth, you just cut it. It's like you decide, you know what, I'm out. Maybe you just go into work one day and you walk in and you're like, no, bro, I'm not doing this again one more day of my life. You might just turn around and walk out, or just give your notice on the spot. It feels like, if it's a job, it feels like somebody is also, if it's a relationship here, it's been going back and forth on whether or not they should sacrifice the long-term relationship that they're in. It feels like somebody has been in this place of trying to get stability of the emotions first, but it feels like you're already in this heartbreak energy, or you're already feeling sad about it. Maybe you've been feeling sad about it for 4 months, right? For me, cups are months. You could have been feeling sad about it for a long time already, maybe a week for some of you. The Ace of Wands is here, 1 wand. I feel like there is this excitement of a new path that's coming, but there's also the sadness of something that is leaving or dying, something that you're sacrificing. I feel like eventually you're going to have to communicate this with people around you. And I feel like you're in the 4 of Cups trying to figure out, what do I want to do? Do I want to tell people right now? Should I tell people right now? Tell me about the sacrifice and the 10 of Pentacles, please. I feel like it's a decision that you're making in the week ahead. I feel like you've already, if this is your reading, you've already been feeling this. Feeling like you're just that close to leaving the job, or you're that close to leaving the relationship. We've got the Death card. So something here is definitely over. It's like it's over, but we're just waiting for the funeral. And I'm not talking about anybody passing away. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it's been dead and gone for a while, but we've just been going through the motions of the job. We've been going through the motions of the long-term relationship. And it feels like it's something that changed a long time ago, but we just haven't acknowledged that it's done. We've got the Moon here. We have not acknowledged that it's done. The Moon is things are not as they seem. So maybe Betty and Joe invite you over for a barbecue, and you go over there as a couple and you're like, yeah, everything's fine. You know, you just don't want to show that stuff to other people. So I feel like it's been over for a while, but it feels like you're sort of giving everyone the brave face. Things are not as they seem with the Moon card here. It feels like you're on this path of this slow path of letting it go emotionally, and that you just haven't made the last cut yet. But I think with the Page here, look, the Page has an axe in hand. So I feel like you're about ready to cut whatever's left, just to make a clean cut and be done with it. We do have the Knight of Cups here. Yeah. So I feel like somebody is, it feels like somebody is still mourning the loss. So, you know, it's when you ask for the divorce, or you say, okay, well, I guess this is over then, and you begin sleeping in different rooms or different levels of the house. It feels like somebody here knows that there's no more romance here, that everybody thinks we're still in love, but there's no more romance here, and it has been done for a while. So I feel like you haven't told anybody that yet. Your friends and family probably still think that everything is holding itself together. Tell me about... Yeah, tell me about communicate and the 4 of Cups, please. We've got the Emperor. So I feel like you just got to get it together here is what it means, Capricorn. It feels like you need to take charge of the situation, because the person that you're with or the employer is always just going to use you up and doesn't really care if you're well or not. Or the person that you're living with or staying with, or, you know, decided that you're parting from, is not going to pull the plug. I feel like this Emperor is telling me that you're the one that communicates it. You're like, this is over, I'm pulling the plug. Thank you, no, but here's my letter of resignation. It feels like you are the one that has decided, I've got to move forward because no one else is going to. I've got to say it. The Ace of Swords is here. Look how beautiful these cards are, by the way. I just want to give you a closer look. Look how beautiful. So we do have the Emperor and we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like it's you that is going to have to pull the plug, Capricorn. If you want things to change, I feel like you're the one that's going to have to say something. We've got the Star here. I feel like you're supposed to say it in the kindest and most healing way possible. I don't think it's supposed to be going out in a blaze of glory. I feel like you're supposed to try and be I'm going to say that maybe you need to meditate before you do it, if you have the opportunity or the luxury to do that. But it feels like with the star energy here, you see somebody who's like maybe preparing for a ritual under the stars. And so I feel like you're supposed to be the one who, people see you as the emperor, possibly someone who's got the stability, the security. Maybe you have a lot of admiration from your peers. People look up to you. And so I think that the only way to keep that is by speaking in terms of the star, speaking life into things that, instead of saying, that's it, I'm out of here, saying, you know what, I have some beautiful new opportunities that are coming up, and I think that I should probably take those opportunities. There's different ways, instead of just saying, look, I'm out, different ways of saying it. I feel like the reason that you're leaving is because you're kind of rising above the bullshit. You're trying to let something go here with the Ten of Swords. You're rising above the bullshit here because I think you're done being hurt. I think it's time for you to go and be independent. You're done being hurt or allowing someone to hurt you. We've got the Page of Wands here. Tell me about Page of Wands and Temperance here. I feel like you're ready to make the cut, because it feels like Temperance is here to tell me that, you've been going back and forth because you've been feeling like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to break somebody's heart. I'm going to break everybody's heart. The family, the friends. I'm going to break somebody's heart by doing this. Maybe children are involved. Got children in the background here. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the Five of Wands. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like this is your worry here. I feel the reason that you've been hesitating, stalling, waiting for the moment of alchemy, hoping something will change, is that I feel that there is, that you have a fear that people who need you are no longer, I feel like people that have been giving to you are no longer going to be giving to you. And so maybe it's the reciprocal energy. Something weird happens, especially when a relationship breaks up, that friends sort of scatter. They don't really want to be seen as taking a side. And so I feel like this King of Wands energy is telling me that you are the person who's making the decision. We have two wands here, one in the hand of the Page and one in the hand of the King. And I think that you've realized, whether you're feminine or masculine, by the way, the Emperor and the Emperor and the King of Wands are here, who are both Aries energy, by the way. So I feel like this is something that is being pushing you forward through whatever's going on in Aries, which is Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. It feels like there is, that it's going to hurt everybody, and that's why you haven't said anything yet. But I feel like there's no way around it. I feel like you have to. In order to bring balance, in order to bring healing, it's like, for those of you who have lost a loved one to a very slow progressive death, that the hardest part is waiting, right? Waiting for it to be done so you can then start the healing process. And I'm not talking about anybody who's dying, by the way. I'll just say that a second time. But it's like that feeling. It's like as we're leading up to it, it's really, really harsh. And that the heartbreak is about to set in. And I feel like it's just that sort of situation. You're waiting for the right time to say it. We've got the Magician, we've got the Hierophant energy, and the Queen of Cups. And so it does feel like you might be a mother or a father. The Queen of Cups is that to me. But it's also somebody who's quite empathic and loving, kind, and compassionate, showing up with the Hierophant energy. I feel like this is a time for you to learn a lesson. And the lesson you're supposed to learn is how to deliver really hard, harsh information in terms of being solid and grounded and compassionate and loving and kind. I think that this is a really big lesson for you here, that you use all the tools that have been given to you or blessed upon you by the universe. The Magician has all of the tools, all of the aces, in fact. And up here, you're using the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is a really big lesson for you, is to how to finally let something go where we're not doing it in a screaming and fighting match. Because the King of Wands is here, and the King of Wands is learning how to reel their passions in, right? Because they are the ruler of the kingdom. They are somebody who's a master of their domain. They don't want to be taken outside of their character. All right. Tell me what the outcome is here, please. We've got the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Swords. And we have the 10 Swords. Yeah, the 10 Swords has been right here all along, right? We have the Three of Swords. So I think that the people that will take it the hardest, whether you are leaving a place of work or leaving a relationship, is the people who are going to take sides. They're going to be your friends. Could be friends, could be, if you're at work, it could be your workmates. The Ten of Swords is here. You must release it. There's just no way that you can't, right? You've got to release it with the Ten of Swords here, because it's too painful to live in that situation. It's too painful to live the way that you've been living. It's time to give it up. You can no longer hurt yourself the way you've been hurting yourself. Tell me, I just want to leave this for the end here because the Ace of Wands is here. I just want to see what is on the new path that is quite exciting for you. Tell me about this. We've got the Two of Swords. So once you make the decision, the Knight of Wands is here, and the Ace of Pentacles. Look, it's beautiful, right? The Two of Swords is, I'm gonna get out of this blocked energy. I'm gonna take this blindfold off. The Knight of Wands is telling me, then I'm just gonna move forward. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to find my passion. I'm just going to move from here to there to everywhere. I'm going to do all the things that I've been feeling like I've been jailed and couldn't do any of those things. It's time for a brand new path. So I feel that there is excitement here. Once you finally let people know what's going on, you finally let people know that it's time for you to pay attention to you. It's time for you to work on yourself. It's time for you to let go of the job, or let go of the relationship, or let go of the financial hardship, maybe. It feels like you're finally working on you. Two of Pentacles is here. It puts you right into balance. And there we go, 10 Pentacles. It makes you the happiest and feeling the most abundant that you ever have. I feel like your family's going to understand. These two are embracing, right? So I feel like your family's going to understand. This is the Six of Cups. I feel like they are going to be your greatest advocates. This is what it feels like. I'm going to leave this right here, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. There are some really beautiful things coming up for you, but I feel like this full moon has had you release something, and now is the fallout. That's what you'll be dealing with next week. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching, and I appreciate you. I hope you come back, because I will be back as well. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.